Hi everyone, welcome back. Good to see you again if you're here with me. Today I plan on just doing something a little different. I'd like to get some book reviews in, books that I found helpful while I've been writing. The first one that I want to look at today is a book called Wonder Book. Wonder Book by Jeff Vandermeer. Now, I found that, like other writers, I trawl through the internet, through Amazon, looking for books by authors on certain genres and the genres that I personally want to write in. And what I found was that because I like horror and I like fantasy and sci-fi, it's quite difficult to find really good, meaty, creative writing books uh, on the fantasy genre or on horror writing. I don't know, I know that they're popular, probably fantasy far more than horror, but I love them anyway. I mean, some people would say, why do you need to buy a book on creative writing or on the writing process? Just sit down and write. But I actually enjoy authors, going through what they do, what their process is. And this particular one is brilliant, and the reason why I loved it, it's actually out for quite some time. I mean, I'm not going to be doing books just because they're new. I've no interest in that. If I have a book and it's 10 years old and it's been fantastic for me, I'm going to do a review on it. This one, you can see already from the cover. I mean, the cover is absolutely stunning. I hope that's actually not coming out backwards for you. Anyway, it's Wonder Book. So as you can see, as I said, the cover immediately caught my eye, and I was a little bit, I thought, oh God, it isn't going to be good, or it isn't going to come up with anything really that's helpful. But I actually find that it is, and it's just a real joy to read. Now, it goes through everything from, the usual tips and beginnings, endings, bad beginnings, when to commit to a story, when to actually give it up when it's not helping you. He has all sorts of artwork in the actual book. Now, I'm not going to do a complete flip through at all, but it's just, if you're a fantasy writer, or if you just like following your imagination and going crazy with it, the pictures alone, some of the artwork in it alone is just amazing. But he actually breaks down one of his own books for you, and how he did it. Like you can see here, Kim Stanley Robinson's 2312 is mentioned in it, because he actually has sections in this from different authors, and they go through what their process is. And it's absolutely brilliant. Because as I said, they're quite difficult to find, decent books on the fantasy genre. I find anyway, I don't know, I mean, maybe I just haven't come across them yet. But I actually used to I worked for quite a long time in the book industry. And even then, I would find that there weren't many out there that really caught my eye. So he goes through everything that you'd expect from almost like a creative writing class, but around fantasy. And it's just so worth it, because so many other authors actually contribute to this as well. Now, he also goes through something in it that I absolutely love to dabble in, and I try to get help on the internet and everything with it, but that's world building. Now, he goes through world building, and he sorry, I just have some notes here for you, but he goes through world building, and that's what I'm finding at the minute for my book, that I'm kind of finding quite difficult. Names of you know, fictional places. I'm thinking about maps at the moment, which is something I want to figure out whether I want to include or not. Now, I know that every time I read a fantasy book, um, I personally love the map. I love that visual. So I would like to put that in my book as well. Um, but the level of work that actually goes into creating a world, I mean, everything from its religion to its geography to its politics to, now obviously you're not going to put all of this into your book, but to have that in your head is so great when you write, and I'm gradually building it on the side for the world that I'm working in. I think some of the books that are most memorable for me, that had the maps in it, is, of course, I mean, you can't speak about fantasy without speaking about Tolkien and Lord of the Rings, the whole Mordor, Middle Earth, everything. I mean, it's just fantastic. But I don't know if you're familiar with a series of books called the Riftwar Saga by Raymond D. Feast. I'm always unsure of how to pronounce his name. But the whole map of Midkemia, that world was so real to me when I read those books, and I have read them so many times, it's insane. But yeah, he goes through a portion of this that is on world building, and it's a beautiful, it's just a beautiful book. There's light there now, damn it, sorry, but it's just a fantastic book, an absolute pleasure to read, and just a joy to come at the fantasy genre, through creative writing. And I just really, really, really recommend this book. I would say to you, definitely check it out. I mean, it's out for a while. Check out your local library. You may be able to get a copy. But if not, it's definitely one that I would keep on my bookshelf. As you can see, I have another one over here. Highly recommend it. So that's it. I just want to add these videos in every month, maybe. If anyone wants to come back at me about that, it'd be great. If you want it sooner or whatever, you know, I'd love some feedback. I really would. And my next video I'm going to do in a couple of weeks, in maybe about 2 weeks, and I'm going to talk about being a writer and being an introvert. And we'll see how that goes. And I have some tips if you're a person who really likes your own space. So until next time, have a great few weeks, and write your heart out. Okay, thank you. Bye.